After the chicken phase has been completed, we now move on to the steroid-enhanced version of Majora. After getting all beefy-like, he then sprouts these huge tentacles out of each arm that he can then use to whip you all the way across the arena, so there's nowhere to hide. Paddle advises that you wait for an opening and then shoot him with something, meaning that arrows are extremely important for this battle. Because of this, I highly recommend you smash the jars at the beginning right now, otherwise Majora will probably break them with some of his attacks during the battle, and you will lose the chance to snag the goodies inside, which is magic and arrows that they hold. With those in hand, let's go about bringing suffering to this boss. Aha! You want to target Majora and then get close while using your shield. Once you are fairly close and there's a gap in his attacks, you want to shoot him with a light arrow to stun him for several seconds. Quickly run in and slash him with your sword to damage him. That's pretty much the entire strategy for this battle, just repeating this over and over again. Majora has a variety of attacks and some moves that he will use to avoid you if you get too close. Now, while it is possible to get close enough to hit him with your sword without ever actually stunning him, it's quite hard to do this, and I think this is by far the more challenging route to take, is only using melee attacks, which is why I like to do it, but also, I'm showing it just to prove that if you do run out of arrows, all hope is not lost. You can still defeat him this way. If you have the Fierce Deities mask, you can obviously use that to defeat this boss in just a few hits, which makes it an absolute joke, but if you didn't receive that mask, there are some other options you can use. Bunny Hood in particular is very nice for this battle, allowing you to run very quickly. However, it only works when you are not targeting, so you'll have to target him, shoot him with a light arrow, stop targeting, and then run towards him. The advantage of this is that you can close the distance faster, meaning that you can potentially shoot him from farther away than you could without the bunny hoods. That's pretty sweet. You can actually attack him from farther distances. One thing to watch out for this battle is Majora has an attack where he throws out one of his tentacles. If you're close enough and you're using your shield, it'll deflect it, but if you aren't using your shield at the time, or you're too far away, even if you are using your shield, he will grab onto you and then toss you over him, behind him, and it will deal an entire heart of damage. This doesn't happen often, but to avoid this attack, you have to stay at kind of a medium distance. You can't just hang in the very back of the arena. He will hurt you that way. As you probably noticed, Majora occasionally makes a bring it on motion with his hand. While doing this, his defenses are down, so shoot him with an arrow to stun him. Once you've done enough damage, Majora will begin throwing out spinning tops that move around the arena. These things are pretty dangerous, but not because they do crazy amounts of damage, but rather they just come at you from all different directions. My advice is to stay close to the wall and steadily walk around it, facing towards the boss and using your shield to deflect the tops. Once you get close enough, you can rush in and attack Majora like usual. The tops will explode after they run out of juice and stop spinning, and you can make this happen early by bonking into them on purpose to slow them down. And this is actually a good strategy because Majora is vulnerable while creating the tops, so if you destroy them, then you are creating an opportunity where he's standing in one place, unable to dodge your attacks, meaning that you can run right up to him and start slashing away, if you time it right. So it's awesome. Once you've done enough damage, you'll witness a cool scene of Majora disintegrating. Congratulations, you just defeated the final boss of the game. Stay tuned for the next video to see the credits, which will show different scenes depending on how many people you have helped and the side quest you've completed. That concludes this battle, and that also concludes this walkthrough. I hope you all found it very helpful, and remember, if you ever need any help in the Legend of Zelda game, then feel free to check out our website at zeldadungeon.net for detailed walkthroughs and guides to help you. So thank you for joining me through this journey through Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Until next time, this is Caleb Simpson, signing out. The Great Fairy Sword also does a hefty amount of damage, and using it to perform well-placed jump attacks can take a huge chunk out of the boss's health.